Hey everyone, welcome back to Banter with Brooke. Thanks for joining me on this week's episode. My name is Brooke Polis. I am the host of the Banter with Brooke podcast, and thanks again for joining me today. So, this week's episode, as you can see from the title, thumbnail, is going to be all about Outer Banks. And if you guys watched the show or saw the new season, if you're anything like me, your whole timeline is full of Outer Banks related things. All of my Instagram reels, my TikTok, my YouTube, it's all Outer Banks related. And so I'm going to start by saying spoilers. If you have not watched all of Outer Banks seasons 1 through 4, I will be talking about things that have happened in the show. So if you haven't watched it yet and you don't want to know spoilers, don't watch this video until you've watched Outer Banks. But I wanted to start by saying I get very engulfed into things that I watch, like or even books, like books I read, TV shows I watch, movies I watch. Like I get so involved in it, and like I am a huge crier in movies and shows. Like I don't get how people don't cry in shows or movies, like, but I also just am very empathetic and I feel things very, very deeply. Excuse me. But there's only been like, it's mainly like movies. I'm not like a huge TV show watcher. The only like TV shows that I've been like very much, dude, my throat just made the weirdest noise. The only TV shows I've been like very much attached to have been 13 Reasons Why. That show was unbelievable, and I watched that in a time in my life where I had COVID. I know the show came out forever ago, but I only watched it in like 2021. And that show, literally during my like 2-week quarantine time, I watched all of the whole entire show, all the seasons, and I cried at that one. That one was a really sad show. Also Euphoria, that show I was obsessed with and still am. It's one of my favorite shows. The third being Adventure Time. I also bawled my eyes out when I rewatched that show from beginning to end. Some regular episodes made me cry, but then the last episode was so upsetting. And now the last show being Outer Banks. Again, I've cried in a bunch of other movies. Basically every movie, if there's a sad part that happens in a movie, or not even like, yeah, just I cry a lot in movies and in books. So I'm very much been attached to Outer Banks right now. And I just finished the new season. When this podcast comes out, season 4 of Outer Banks part 2 will have came out around a week ago. Part 1 came out a little bit before. And this new season was insane. Basically, to sum it up, I'm just going to bring up some of the key points. We find out in part 1 that JJ's dad, Luke, that we've known as his dad from seasons 1 through 3, is not his real biological dad. We find that out. We also find out, I think this was actually in part 2 though. We find out that Sarah is pregnant, which is insane. I can't believe that. And they're trying to get the blue crown. That's like the treasure that they're after this season. And the main thing that has been really affecting me and everybody else on the internet, or everybody else that is a Outer Banks fan, is JJ's death. I literally could cry about it right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if I cry during this podcast episode at some point, because it has literally been affecting me. Like the day I watched part 2 of Outer Banks, like when I saw him die, I was literally trying to go to bed that night, and like the way I get when I am like feeling anxious or like having an anxiety attack, like my stomach like was hurting so bad. Like I just had this, my heart was beating, like this overwhelming anxious feeling. Like I felt like I like lost somebody in my real life. Like it was insane, and it was so sad. Like earlier in the season, like they're talking about like what they're gonna wish for if they like get the crown, and then like when JJ and Kiara, which they are a couple in the show, they were the ones talking about like what they're gonna wish for, and he's like, well, if I say it, it's not gonna come true. And then as he's dying, first of all, he literally died, he saved her, and then literally he's like, I never told you my wish, and he's like, I already got it, like I have everything I wanted. Like so fucking upsetting, like literally the most depressing scene ever. And his character is just like so lovable. Like oh my god, like yeah, I'm already about to start crying, literally. Like, and he's the one who had the hardest life out of all of them. Like he was abused by his dad, then come to find out it's not even his real dad. And then also his real dad, the guy we find out is his real dad, is the one who literally fucking stabs him and kills him. Like it is just so, and like all he ever wanted was just like a family and like to be loved. And he literally dies. Like, and I know it's fine. Like characters die in shows. Like that's a normal thing. It's part of a show. But like everybody is so unhappy about it. Like I literally, the Outer Banks Instagram account, all of the cast members Instagram accounts, the cast members TikToks, like everybody's like, I'm not watching season 5. Like why would you guys do this? Like he is the best character. Like so many people are so upset that he died, and understandably so. But I also have been feeling really bad because there's so much drama like online about the cast, and to be honest, I am not going to believe like anything until it comes out of like one of their mouths, because the internet just loves to make up shit all the time. And also like I just feel bad because like these are real people. Like you guys can be attached to like the characters, like all that stuff, but like, and it's fine to be like attached to like an actor or actress as well, but like getting in their lives, like Rudy is the guy who plays JJ, and like he has a girlfriend in real life that he's been dating for like 5 years, and she is getting so much hate. Everyone's like, I fucking hate her, because apparently people think that she was jealous of Madison Bailey, or the girl who plays Kiara, which is Kiara and JJ are love interests in the show. People are like, she's jealous. And so everybody thinks like the reason they killed him off in the show is because his girlfriend in real life was jealous and doesn't want him to be in the show. But then the cast and the writers have come out and said that he was supposed to die from the beginning. Like JJ's character was always supposed to die. And I just feel bad for the actors and actresses in real life. Like I feel so bad for Rudy and Madison Bailey, because like Madison Bailey also has a girlfriend in real life that she's been dating for multiple years. So it's just like, I just feel bad. And like people are saying like they're not friends anymore in real life, and like they hate each other. And like some scenes, like they used a stunt double. Like there was a cuddling scene, and like it would cut to like her face and his face. It didn't like show them together. So it's like, I don't know, people are just digging way too deep into it. And like also there's different like call times of like maybe they just couldn't be both there at the same time, so they used a stunt double. Like I don't know what it is, but either way I just hope everybody's okay, and I hope that they don't hate each other in real life, and I hope that the cast in real life will all still be friends and still talk and hang out with each other. That's just what I feel bad about, because I'm like, geez, like everybody's getting so much hate and backlash, and it's like these are real fucking human beings. I don't know. But another thing I love about this season is Rafe's comeback. He's kind of turning good, and he wants to make amends with his sister Sarah, which is the one who's pregnant, and he like kind of teamed up with the Pogues to help them this season to get the blue crown. But he wasn't really after the crown. I mean, they kind of all were, because it's worth a lot of money, so they all were going to get it to get the money. But Rafe also was trying to go after JJ's dad. His name is Groff, because he scammed Rafe out of like $400,000, and he's like, I need my fucking money. Another crazy thing though, Rafe pushed Groff down into a fucking well, and he somehow magically climbed up out of the fucking well and lived and came back and got the crown and killed fucking JJ. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, he's actually the biggest piece of shit. And the season ends. Hold on, I'm thirsty. And the season ends like basically with Rafe saying like, you know, if that was one of my friends that just got killed, like I would go after him. And then Pope's like, shut up, Rafe. And Kiara's like, well, he's not wrong. Like, if it was any one of us, like, do you think JJ would just sit here and like do nothing? And then she's like, revenge. And then it ends. So like basically, okay, it kind of sets up for season 5. You know that they're going to go after Groff, maybe go after the crown. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, and I'm just really upset because, like I said earlier, characters like die in shows. Like that's a normal thing that happens. But what I'm just sad about is like when the writers of Outer Banks announced that there's going to be 5 seasons and that's going to be their last and final season, you find out that they're like, we're going to bring our beloved Pogues home in a way that like we've envisioned this whole time. And it just makes me sad, because I'm like, no matter what the ending is, like even if it's a good ending, like in the back of my head, I'm just going to be sad the whole time knowing that JJ isn't with them. Like he didn't get the happy ending that he deserved. Like, yeah, they're going to get to save Pogelandia, and they're going to have their home, and it's going to be good. But like, at what cost? Like, it's not even worth any of it now that JJ's not there. Like, that's just what is gonna, like, it's not going to be a satisfying ending to the show, in my opinion. And also, everyone's been predicting that John B and Sarah are going to name their kid JJ. People also think that was foreshadowing JJ's death, because when they were all sitting around the fire, JJ was like, you know what's a great name for a kid? And then he was like, JJ. And he's like, it doesn't matter. Like, that could work for either gender or whatever. So, and some people are theorizing that their son, it's because John B and Sarah are the only ones that have ever like narrated any parts of the show. And so a lot of people think that this whole time, like all the episodes and stuff, is them telling their kid stories like about JJ, because also before he passed away, John B asked him to be the godfather. And it's truly such a good show, and it really embodies friendship, and especially JJ's character. Like that's another thing that Rudy, again, the actor who plays JJ, has said. He said that him passing really makes sense for the character, because when he originally like got the character description, one of his qualities was like loyal to a fault, and that he would do anything to help his friends, even if it meant like risking his life or putting himself in dangerous situations. So I think that oh fuck, where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So he was saying that like him passing away makes sense, which in theory it does make sense, but I think the the fans of the show were just so attached to JJ's character. Like he really made the show. Like I said, it's really about friendship, and his character just embodied that so well. And also like we finally just got like JJ and Kiara together. Like season 1-ish, like Kiara liked John B, then she liked Pope, and like we finally just got Giara as their ship name together in season 3, and now like this was our first season getting them together, and now that's not going to happen. And also people are saying like this season, like with the stunt doubles and stuff, and like they barely even like hugged or like kissed this season and stuff. That's what also makes people think like they're not friends in real life anymore. And people also like, because Chase Stokes and Madeline Klein, the ones who play John B and Sarah, dated in real life, and now they're not together, and he has another girlfriend he's dating, Kelsey Ballerini, but they still have all these scenes together and are able to keep it very professional. And people are just upset about that, because they're like, they actually are real life exes and they're able to be all professional, but they can't even do like a cuddling scene together. And people are also just mad because like they're calling them unprofessional. And Rudy's girlfriend Elaine, they're like, she's literally dating an actor, like what does she expect? Like, and again, I don't wish any hate to any of them in real life. I'm sure Elaine is a very nice person. I don't dig that deep into their real lives, because again, they're real fucking people. And I just think hating all these people is so fucking ridiculous. Like you don't even know them. My only thing is I just hope everybody's okay, and I want everybody to be friends, because the beginning seasons, like season 1, season 2, like you just saw how much the cast is friends, and like they would always hang out with each other. Like they love each other. They're all genuinely like family in real life. And I just hope that that's still the case behind the scenes, even with like Rudy and Madison. I just hope everybody's all okay and happy. And I just hope that that's not the end of us seeing Rudy with the castmates. Another thing that has been fucking getting me is these fucking TikTok edits. Like people have been making the saddest edits of JJ and Kiara, like, or JJ dying, or like not even JJ and Kiara, just like with all of the friends. Like it's just making me so sad. I'm like, I cannot believe, like I'll be doing fine, I'll be going about my day. Like when I tell you guys, like it's literally been affecting like my daily life. Like I literally am like, I'm taking my fucking socks off, I'm sweating, I'm literally wearing a fur jacket. Like why don't you take that off, girl? But I'm not going to. But like, oh my god, these edits are killing me. Like it's making me so sad, but also like I don't know. I just, oh, and the new interview that came out recently of them all saying like goodbye to JJ's character basically. And Madison Bailey, the one who plays Kiara, is like tearing up and like crying and saying like that he really like brought the character to life and everything. And that just makes me really emotional. Also, like I've been watching so many of the cast interviews. Like literally all I've been watching on YouTube is all of their They did like the kitten interview with BuzzFeed. I saw them do like Hot Ones versus literally just so many countless interviews. Even I've been going back and watching old ones. And I've also kind of been wanting, I only watched season 1, episode 1, but I'm going to go back and rewatch the show because everyone's like, I've seen comments too being like, when the comfort show isn't so comforting anymore. And I mean, that's just like what happens. Like, shows do develop, but the beginning really was just like 4 kids, just because the original group was John B, JJ, Pope, and Kiara. And it makes me sad, like if they never, I saw a TikTok too of like, hey, what's that, like, is that a boat down there? And then it like goes, it's like that was the beginning. Like, if they never would have saw that boat or like found anything, like the JJ would still be here. And like they've just sacrificed so much for each other. And again, I just feel like season 5, I'm still so excited. It's going to be so great and amazing, but I'm just really upset knowing that JJ isn't going to get the happy ending that he deserved. Um and another thing I want to talk about is my favorite thing about each character, and not like every single character, but like, actually, before I get into that, another thing I saw that I'm really sad about is like how Shoop is going to react. Shoop is like the main cop, like sheriff in like the Outer Banks, and he like really, I feel like, has a soft spot for the Pogues, like those group of kids, because like they should have been in jail like way long ago. And he was also after this guy that they were after, and he let them go out of the country because the other guy, he like went to Morocco, and like they let him go there. Shoop let the kids go there, and I feel like he's going to be really sad and like blame himself like for letting them go, because if he wouldn't have let them go, then JJ would still be here. But my favorite thing about each character, let's see. My favorite thing about, let's start with John B. Also, he's like cute. Like, I never really thought he was that cute before, but for some reason, I've been thinking he's been really cute. The whole cast is insanely attractive. Let me just say that first and foremost. Like, literally the whole entire Outer Banks cast is attractive. But John B's character, I love how much he cares about Sarah. Like, he is such a good, like, when she told him that he was pregnant, like, or when she told him that she was pregnant, he was like, it's okay. And like, he was very supportive, and he is very, all of them are so loyal to each other. They're very loyal to each other. But I would say John B is very caring. That would be one of my favorite thing about him. My favorite thing about Sarah is she is like willing to take risks. Like, she literally like is like, I'll do it, especially a lot this season. Like, even after finding out she's pregnant, they're all trying to like keep her safe and like make sure she's okay. And she's like, no, I'll go do it. Like, she's very much like riding for the team. Like, I'm down to do whatever. Another thing, one of my favorite things about Pope is how selfless he is. Like, he had so much going for him for season 1. He was going to go away to college, like, so smart, all of this stuff. And especially in season 4, he kills, because Cleo got shot in the arm, and so she couldn't pick up the gun to kill the guy who killed Terrence, which is someone that she was really close with. And Pope literally shot him for her, which he's the first Pope to have, or the first Pogue, sorry, to have killed someone. So I'm curious to know where that goes. Like, he literally shot him for Cleo. So he, like, just how selfless he is and how much he has sacrificed for everybody. Like he, again, like I said, they all do so much for each other and sacrifice things, but like to actually go and kill someone for somebody is like, especially when he had so much going for himself, but he dropped all of that to be there for his friends. Favorite thing about Cleo is she is very, very smart. Like, literally, she stole the outfits for them. She figured out a way to steal a car. Like, she's a damn good thief. And without her, I feel like the Pogues would kind of need, like, she really is like that addition to that group that they needed. Like, she just helps them out a lot. And she is very, like I said, just very smart, very helpful to them. And I love her and Pope together. They are the cutest, like, such an underrated Outer Banks couple. Next one is Kiara. I absolutely love Kiara so much. And I love Madison Bailey too. Like her in real life, I love her. And my favorite thing about Kiara's character is there's so many things. I'm trying to think. I'm trying not to be repetitive, but again, I think she like came from money. She like is a kook. She came like it's the kooks versus the pogues, and her parents are very rich. Like she did not need to be doing any of this, but again, it's about the loyalty, and she is just ride or die for her friends no matter what. And she's always the one telling everyone to be careful, and um she's just willing to do whatever it takes for everybody. And who else? Oh, and JJ. Actually, let me just do with Rafe first. My favorite thing about Rafe is, first of all, Drew Starkey is like the most incredible actor. Like he is insanely talented. And Rafe, there's not really too many good things about his character until this season. I think this season he's had insane character development, and he's really grown to realize, because all their family is like either dead or like doesn't speak to them anymore. So Sarah and Rafe are brother and sister, and I think he realizes, and they both kind of realize that they need to stick together because they are the only family that each other has left. So he has really tried to come around, and he was helping the Pogues out a lot this season. Um, and it makes me sad too this season how many scenes were all of them together, and it just makes me sad. I think because I think they all were like trying to get as many scenes together as possible all together, since JJ's character was going to pass away. And then my favorite thing about JJ is, again, what I said earlier, is character description, like loyal to a fault. Like he literally, as well as Pope, like just sacrificed everything for his friends, but also he really had like nothing to lose. Like he had no real like the Pogues were his family. He had no family, and like same with John B, like his dad and everything, like they all of them really have is each other. And oh, like JJ just, he is the sweetest. Like he's an all or nothing type of character. Like he really just puts it all out there and just tries his best. And I'm so sad that his character will not get, like I keep saying, the happy ending that he deserves. And literally this, like watching this show like recently and just seeing all like these interviews, everything, like dude, it makes me want to become like an actress. Like that would be so fun to do one day down the line. Like hopefully I would be able to get that opportunity. That's not like my main dream and goal, but like that is definitely something I would for sure consider. Like acting would be so much fun, especially I would love to be in like a comedy like Grown Ups or like 21 Jump Street. Like those would just be hilarious to film. And then also a show like that, like Outer Banks, like just an adventure, like but for me I feel like it literally wouldn't even be acting, like, and I know that's how it is for a lot of these characters, like they really like put themselves into the roles. Like most of the time when actors are like crying and stuff, like that's their real like emotions, because they're like when Kiara, well, Madison Bailey like was playing Kiara when she's like crying when like JJ was dying, like I'm sure she was actually really sad, and also probably knowing that he like wasn't going to be in the show anymore. Like there's probably just so many emotions involved. Um but just being in a show like that, like oh my gosh, acting would be so much fun, literally. And I love the show so much. It's an incredible show. It makes me really sad that people are like hating on it so much. And people also are like, and I've said this in another episode before, people are like, the show is so repetitive. Like every season, they just do the same things and they just hunt the treasure, all this stuff. And then now somebody dies and everybody's all mad. It's like, okay, well, you were complaining that it was repetitive. Then they make a huge, oh my gosh, I'm so, bro, these dogs need to shut the hell up. Anyway, though, you could still hear me over the dogs, so whatever. But like, oh my god, now I lost my fucking train of thought, dude. But I just can't believe that there is going to be one last and final season, and I just hope that whatever, oh, I was just saying, like, now everybody's mad. Like you wanted some change, you want something to happen, and like it is so upsetting. Like I'm so actually upset. Like you literally saw me start crying in the beginning of this episode, and I've like cried about it multiple times. Like every time I see some edits, I'm like, oh, it really fucking got me. Like it is such a sad thing, but also I am very excited to see where season 5 is going to go, and I know it's going to be so emotional. Like literally every single end of a show episode, I always, the last episode of Jessie, I remember when she left babysitting the kids, bawled my eyes out. Last episode of Hannah Montana, bawled my eyes out. Last episode of Good Luck Charlie, bawled my eyes out. What's another one? Austin and Ally, I forgot if I said that. Cried so hard. Like I just get so you get so attached to the characters and the show, and I am just, I don't know, I bother, like people are hating, like I'm not watching season 5, or like I get being upset that he died, and I am too, but like it's just never that deep or serious. And to send like the actual actors in real life hate, like, and who even knows, like I said already too. First of all, actually, like I said in another episode previously, how people are like, this show's so repetitive. Literally, I love the Outer Banks cast and their chemistry so much. Like I could watch them go on so many adventures for literally like hundreds of seasons. Like that show and that cast chemistry will never get old to me. But also, like I said before, like these are real fucking people. Like this is just a show. Like to go and send the actors and actresses like hate, it's just like it's never that fucking serious. Like, and I feel so bad for them. But yeah, I just hope, like I said already, that all of the actors and actresses are still friends in real life, and I love all of them. I think the whole entire cast are such incredibly talented actors, and I can't wait to see what all of them do in the future of their careers. I know they're all going to kill it and do great things. If any of the actors or actresses ever see this podcast, Madeline Klein, Rudy Ponco, Chase Stokes, Madison Bailey, Jonathan Davis, Carlacia Grant, if any of you, Drew Starkey, any of you ever see this, I love you guys, and don't listen to what these other fans are saying. I feel like I don't like when like fans like ruin things for the rest of them. Like some fans think this way, and then like it just ruins everything for everybody. And I just want you to know that there are some fans out there that just love you guys and love the show. And I think a lot of people's like anger is just coming from the place of them loving JJ's character so much, and they're just upset that he passed away. But I love all of you guys. You're incredible actor and actresses, and I am so excited for season 5. I hope that all of you are friends in real life and will continue to talk and love each other. And I wish the best for Rudy. He seems like such a nice person, and I don't wish hate to anybody, and I feel bad for all the hate that they've been getting. And my advice for this episode is the piece of information I have is that binge watching shows that you like actually causes your brain to produce dopamine. Like when you watch shows or movies, like, and you get so invested, and like it literally like gives those chemicals to your brain. So my advice would be to watch shows that you like, which again, I think I've said that advice in another episode before. But seriously, like, but don't be like me and get so engulfed in it that it's like all you think about. Like I said, the part 2 of Outer Banks came out literally like a week ago ish now when this episode comes out, and I like still am thinking about it, and it's still all over my For You page and everything. So don't let it consume you. But I mean, I'm still doing other things, but I really am upset about it. But watch shows you like, watch movies. It literally sends happy chemicals to your brain. So with that being said, that was my 54th podcast episode about Outer Banks. Outer Banks, literally one of my favorite shows. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. I mean, if you just watched this episode, I spoiled some of it, but I didn't really talk any of the details about any of the seasons. There's 4 seasons total. It is such an incredible show. I highly recommend it. And thank you so, so much for watching this week's episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn the post notifications on, and comment down below any video suggestions or podcast suggestions. That would mean absolutely everything to me, because I want to make content that you guys want to see. So if you would comment down below videos that you would want to see, I would highly appreciate that. And I will see you guys later this week for a video, and next Saturday for another podcast episode. Love you all so much, and love the show Outer Banks. Pogues for life, baby. Mwah. Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your Saturday and great week and great life. Love ya.